Here's some things to ponder. Keep your weakness, but embrace His strength. Strange thought. Another thought. Are you increasing or decreasing? Now we know in my flesh, I'm decreasing. Getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Ask yourself this question. How would you know God healed you? Unless you were sick in some way. Say you had cancer. How do we know if He healed you? You first have to know your weakness in order for His strength to be manifest. But if you go independent from your weakness and start to use efforts to try to do something about it, independent from God, turn to your opinions and ideas or those of others, instead of waiting to your spirit for what the Lord will have to say about this. Weakness comes. Things come to pass. Now, if we don't increase with the Spirit, getting input from our Father, from this thing of faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, things you're hoping for at that moment would be the removal of this cancer. Right? But how would you know it? Apart from getting it, or being allowed to come into your life, it's just by natural means. You follow after the flesh, you're on your way to dying. It's just a natural expectancy. We're all dying. Some sooner than others, but we all eventually die. Some sooner, some later, depends on if you understand what I'm talking about right now. He will sustain this life. He talks about the healing of the inward man, the renewing of the inward man day by day. It's increasing with the increase of God. And your spiritual inward man to a whole new being. Different from this outward man that's decaying. The outward man is decaying, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. Then Paul goes so far as to say, while we're in this natural bios life and it's decaying and dying, you can sustain it by putting on the inward man that's renewed day by day. Be made fit for a new existence, and a new existence beyond this one. You won't be in this bios, decaying, dying body. It goes back to the dust. You have a new body. And apart from a new mind, the mind of the Spirit, new to us. Not that it's not there. It's always been there. Hidden like a mystery. It's you discovering it. Someone revealing it. Paul revealed it. Jesus revealed it. He took a natural bios body, like ours, and let it die. Sacrificed it. If the carnal weed fall on the ground and die, it'll bite the land. He died. And in that death, He raised that body by His life-giving Spirit. And because He did this, one died for the many. He produces many. That's where we got our body from. It was manifested and demonstrated in time, space, material world how we got this eternal body. Beyond this natural bios, dying body. Absent from this body, you're present with the Lord in a new body. that increases and grows is made fit for eternal existence. It will live forever. This one has a time limit. And the more you act independent of God, the sooner it dies. As the mind goes, so goes the body. This fallen rogue soul, this mind and your natural way of feeling, thinking, by an act of your free will to go independent from God, it dies. The more you act independent from God, the sooner you will die. The soul that sins or acts independent of God will die. If you follow after the flesh of your particular feelings and thoughts and those of others, according to some race, culture, creed, or gender, Paul clearly says in Romans 8 that you're on the way to dying. Telling people that don't think that, look in the mirror, are you dying? Now, while you got the strength of youth, you don't appear to be dying. But you're dying every day. Well, here's another thought came to me. You can't live in this womb, W-O-M-B. You can't live in this womb forever. It's temporary. It's taken 75 years to see this, that this whole life and this experience is nothing more than a womb that expresses our eternal birth. So think about that for about 1,000 years. Talk about birth pangs. The earth moans and groans with birth pangs, waiting for this manifestation of the sons of God, their birth, the expression of their birth. In the mind of God, they always were. It's an eternal birth. We can't imagine that. We think of 9 months, and prior to that 9 months, you didn't exist. The mom and daddy had intercourse and produced a physical body for that eternal spirit to come into. That's about all you've done. Produce a body to which a human spirit would come into that body. Apart from a spirit coming into that physical body, that's why science today can't take the elements of this world. You take the natural body, you can break it down to the various elements of this world. This natural physical body is composed of the elements of this earth. He created from the dust, that body. And then he breathed in it a spirit. This is the mystery that Adam didn't know, Eve didn't know, the devil didn't know, and wasn't revealed until thousands of years later to the Apostle Paul, and manifested and demonstrated by this Son of God becoming a Son of Man, taking a body of his body, for letting it fall on the ground and die, and producing many. That's how we all got the Zoe body, eternal body. This outer shell of this natural body has to fall on the ground and die. It breaks out of this shell of race, cultures, creeds, and gender. That's the outer husk of the seed. The true seed is inside the husk. The true seed is in this womb, developing over maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Back before the flood, they lived to be 900 some years of age. Different. I've asked questions about that. You get answers. God will give you answers. Why do they live so long? We don't. Do we really need 1,000 years? A day with the Lord is like 1,000 years. So Adam and his, prior to the flood, didn't live out their day 1,000 years. The oldest one was Methuselah, 969 years of age. Adam was 930. They didn't live out their day. We don't even live out our day. We're the high breed of that. We live maybe a little bit over 100, 123, from recorded history, apart from the biblical record. Natural man dies 70 or 70 years, and then in pain and strength, you can live to be 80, 90, but you're old and decrepit, and your body's failing you. If you don't know about this inward man and put him on, you will die at 123. You leave this body. If you don't know about this other body waiting for you, He's prepared that body. He's the eternal body. See, it's hard to put it into words to get people to wrap their mind around, because all we can think of is past, present, future. We think in time, limitations. We can't unwrap our mind around this fact of something being eternal. We were begotten in the eternal, first begotten, preeminent Son of God, and God is the eternal desire always to have Son, had those sons, eternally had those sons, and is only manifesting that in time, space, and material world. And this first phase, I guess you could call it phase, is the womb. The womb of the eternal day, manifesting time, space, material world. Adam didn't know, Eve didn't know, the devil didn't know, humanity hasn't known it, especially the Old Testament. They know it's a mystery to them. Not until the Apostle Paul, to what Jesus accomplished, manifested. To the mind of Christ, of His Spirit in Him, manifested it, made it known. These things are written that you may know. But they turned to a stupid religion.
These are just some free-throw thoughts coming up out of my spirit. And I put it on a USB recorder. And I make a video off of it. Type it up sometimes. Transcribe it. So a lot of what I just said, I'm not going to put all the biblical text, because that comes out in these other videos. On that series, New Creation. On the other series, Eternality of the Kingdom of the Continuance. The Millennium. A lot of different videos. Always overlapped into one another. Build upon this. Over the last 50 years of my 76 years in this life, and developed it by asking, seeking, knocking. He would keep on giving me stuff, and I would receive it. Then I would find out new things and expound upon that. I kept increasing with the increase of God in my spirit. But I had to let my carnal, fleshly limitations wrapped up in your human spirit, waiting to be worked out by the Holy Spirit. Just know that. There's nothing only I have. Things are available to you for the asking. So keep on asking. You'll receive, and you'll find that what I'm sharing here is shared by others. To some, the goodness is unseen. Evidence of that fact that it's the truth. And He's letting His outward man die so that the inward man could be renewed day by day, being made fit for the new existence beyond this temporary womb. I get into that. People scratch their head, they don't understand. The Eternal Day, my series, brings this out. And it wraps around the other series, Eternality of the Human Spirit, a New Creation, Kingdom of the Continuance. All these videos overlap one another. So if you get into some of these videos and you don't understand it, listen to the others. Ask your questions. Or the best thing you could do is wait to your spirit, and the Father will tell you what He's told me. God bless.